Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Priyam and you're watching Power of Pivots. तो आज इस वीडियो में हम एक डे ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रेटजी के बारे में बात करेंगे, स्पेशली फॉर ऑल द ऑप्शन बायर्स आउट देयर अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट. नाउ सेबी ने जब अपना नया मार्जिन रूल इंप्लीमेंट किया ऑन 1st of September 2021, उसके बाद से ये देखा गया है कि देयर हैज़ बीन अ ड्रास्टिक डिफरेंस इन द वॉल्यूम ऑफ ऑप्शन बायर्स इन द मार्केट. नाउ इसका मेन रीज़न ये है कि जितने भी ऑप्शन सेलर्स थे जो कि मार्जिन यूज़ करके ऑप्शन सेलिंग कर लेते थे, या फिर फ्यूचर ट्रेडर्स थे जो फ्यूचर में ट्रेड्स करते थे, they have shifted their momentum from being option sellers towards option buying and have eventually end up being option buyers, as a result of which there has been an increased growth of 250% in option buying according to the news and according to the SEBI itself. And that's why in this video we are solely going to focus and discuss about option buyers and option buying. Now, if you are an option buyer and do not have that big amount of capital in your trading or even the required margin money, then you should watch this video completely. Of course, option sellers भी इस वीडियो को यूज कर सकते हैं. There is going to be no problem with the strategy for option sellers as well. वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले I would like to give you a small disclaimer about the strategy that we are going to use. That the strategy is just like any other strategy and is not a holy grail strategy that will work every time in the market. अगर हम इस स्ट्रेटजी के विन रेट की बात करें तो इट हैज़ अ विन रेट ऑफ अबाउट 85%. मतलब अगर आप इस स्ट्रेटजी को यूज़ करके मार्केट में 100 ट्रेड्स लेते हैं देन 85% ऑफ द टाइम 85 टाइम्स आप प्रॉफिटेबल ही होंगे. बट 10 से 15 बार हो सकता है कि आपका एसएल हिट हो जाए. बट दिस इज़ द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस गेम, दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ ट्रेडिंग. आप हर बार सही नहीं हो सकते पर आप हर बार गलत भी नहीं होंगे. एंड दैट इज़ वाई अ स्टॉप लॉस इज़ अ मस्ट. अ गुड trading psychology with a good risk management is a must in trading. So without wasting any much of your time, let's just move to my screen where we are going to discuss this strategy in detail. Alright traders, so the strategy that we are going to use is known as the inside candlestick pattern strategy, also known as mother child और mother baby candlestick pattern strategy. अब इसको mother baby candlestick pattern strategy क्यों बोलते हैं ये मैं अभी आपके साथ थोड़ी देर में डिस्कस करूंगा. बट उससे पहले हम इस स्ट्रेटजी के रिक्वायरमेंट्स की बात कर लेते हैं कि व्हाट आर द रिक्वायरमेंट्स फॉर दिस स्ट्रेटजी टू हैपन एंड हम कहाँ पर इस स्ट्रेटजी को यूज करके एंटर करेंगे, कैसे हम एग्जिट करेंगे, ये सारी बातें हम पहले डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. सो द वेरी फर्स्ट requirement for the strategy to happen is the very first candle is going to be a extremely large candlestick. Now irrespective of the color, कोई भी कलर की होगी, ग्रीन, रेड, बुलिश, बेरिश, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बट द वेरी फर्स्ट कैंडलस्टिक शुड बी अ एक्सट्रीमली लार्ज कैंडलस्टिक. एक्सट्रीमली लार्ज से मेरा मतलब है कि जो हमारी नॉर्मल कैंडलस्टिक्स बनती हैं उनसे थोड़ी सी बड़ी होगी साइज में. द सेकेंड रिक्वायरमेंट ओवर हियर इज द विक ऑफ द कैंडलस्टिक शुड बी मिनिमम और नो विक. मतलब जो हमारी कैंडलस्टिक होगी वो उसकी जो बॉडी होगी वो 90% ऑफ द कैंडलस्टिक्स को कवर करेगी इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द विक्स. अगर विक ज्यादा लंबी होगी देन वी विल नॉट यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटजी इन दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक, रादर वील सी सम अदर स्टॉक और इंडेक्स वेयर दिस स्ट्रेटजी कैन वर्क. द वेरी थर्ड रिक्वायरमेंट ओवर हियर इज द सेकेंड कैंडल दैट इज गोइंग टू बी मेड इज गोइंग टू बी within the range of the high and the low of the first candlestick. Now as you can see over here, this very first candle is known as the mother candle and the very second candle is known as the baby candle, and that's why we also named this candlestick pattern as mother baby candlestick pattern. Now these are all the basic requirements for this strategy to happen. Now the next question is, how do we use this particular strategy to enter in a particular trade? So the answer to that is, whenever the third candle or the upcoming few candles are going to break the high of the baby candle, we are going to enter long, and if the third candle breaks the low of the baby candle, then we are going to enter short, placing the SL just above the high of the second candle if we are entering short. If we are entering long, then we'll place the SL just below the low of the baby candle. Now you can also place the SL above the high and the low of the mother candle, but then let me remind you that your risk to reward ratio is going to be compromised, and therefore we are not going to place so big stop loss. Now the target that we'll be looking is of course for 1:2 risk to reward ratio. Now let me tell you how do I particularly trade this setup. So whenever the third candle breaks the high or the low of the second baby candle, I particularly enter long, placing myself just below the low or the high of the baby candle. Then whenever the high of the mother candle is broken, I typically like to add some more quantities in my trade with new SL and new target, and I always try to have at least 1:2 risk to reward ratio as my target. If I am trailing the SL, then I use 8 period moving average for trailing my SL. Whenever the price crosses my 8 period moving average, I basically square off all my positions. So now let us see some real live market examples for you all guys for the better understanding of this strategy. Also, let me tell you that the time frame that we are going to use is going to be a 15 minutes candlestick time frame, because this is the best suited time frame for this strategy to happen. Alright, तो सबसे पहला एग्जांपल जो हम देखेंगे वो होगा बैंक निफ्टी में, ताकि जितने भी इंडेक्स ट्रेडर्स हैं जो इंडेक्स में ट्रेड करते हैं बैंक निफ्टी और निफ्टी में, वो भी इस स्ट्रेटजी को समझ पाएं और स्ट्रेटजी को अपने डेली डे टू डे ट्रेडिंग में यूज कर सकें. Also, the examples that we are going to see, these all examples are going to be recently occurred examples. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा पीछे नहीं जाऊँगा, 1 महीने 2 महीने. That is your homework and your job to backtest the strategy accordingly. Now, the very first example that we are going to see is on 18th of October 2021 in Bank Nifty. As you can see, the market opened with some bullishness over here, but then eventually came down and made a inside candlestick pattern over here. When the high of this second baby candle was broken, one could have entered long, placing the SL just below the low of the baby candle. And as you can see, the market gave us more than 1:2 risk to reward ratio over here. The next example is on 19th of October 2021. The market opened with a hammer kind of a pattern, but then eventually showed weakness and moved down, where it made another inside candlestick pattern over here. When the high of this candle was broken, one could have eventually entered long into this trade, placing the SL just below the low of the baby candle. And as you can see, the market moved higher from there on, giving us 1:3 risk to reward ratio over here. The very next example is again in Bank Nifty on 20th of October 21, where Bank Nifty made the inside candlestick pattern within the very first 2 candle itself. The third candle broke the high, placing the SL just below the second candle. One could have entered again long. The market, as you can see, there was no looking back. The next example we are going to see is again on 21st October 2021. As you can see, the market was unable to cross the barrier of 39,700. As you can see, I must also remind you that on 21st October, it was Thursday, it was a weekly expiry day for Bank Nifty. As you can see, the market was unable to cross this barrier of 39,700, but then again during the end session, there was an inside candle made by Bank Nifty over here. The high was broken by the very next candle, placing the SL just below the green candle. One could have entered long. And as you can see, the market closed at a price of rupees 40,200 over here. So now let us see some example in Titan as well on 22nd October 2021. As you can see, the markets opened with some bullish strength in the morning, but then immediately showed weakness with the very third candle over here, making a good inside candlestick pattern over here. The very third candle broke the baby candle low. One could have eventually entered by placing the SL just above the high of the baby candle, or even at the high of the very third candle. And as you can see, the market closed the day in a downward trajectory itself. So I hope that you have got the basic idea of how this strategy works and how can you make money using this strategy. Now I definitely advise you to use this strategy in your daily trading, because मैं personally खुद इस strategy को पिछले 2 साल से use कर रहा हूँ and I have got tremendous result using this strategy. So if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. Also, do share your valuable comments in the comment section down below, and do tell us on which topic you want the future videos to be on. And I will see you in the very next video. Until then, keep trading, keep earning. This is Priyam signing off.